High level agenda 1031. It's Halloween 2023. What's on the books?
Halloween.
Come on, real estate, man. 8:30 in the morning. It better be something better than Halloween. Let's go.
Yep. We have this flex space that we have this offer on.
You want to share your screen?
So it looks like based on the OM, it's 3 buildings. But it says it's single tenant occupied right now, but so we're trying to figure out if it's splittable, if it, what really does it have for us to even able to split it, or if it's 3 buildings, can we lease it out as 3 different buildings? I think Arti has an offer in at $80 a square foot. Been on the market probably 10 days or so. And I think the last thing seller said was they want to wait to counter offer because it's just been on the market for about 10 days.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think here's the thing. You're going to buy this thing vacant, which is good. I mean, if we can lease it out, early on, I think we're good to go.
So Wall Street Journal headlines this morning are for real estate. Money has stopped flowing in commercial real estate. Just talking about development. Nobody's loaning on new construction. But then just below that, strip malls are the new king of retail real estate. And it's talking about just American consumer habits where we want to be in and out quickly. So, on the way to work, grab coffee. On the way home, stop at the UPS store. Whatever, you can do in and out quickly. So neighborhood, suburban retail on fire. We've been saying this since the beginning, and that's never changed. So that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Also, saw the White House. I think it's the Department of Energy and HUD are trying to convert office buildings to residential, and they're going to set aside billions of dollars to give to developers. It's got to be a zero emission building, though.
How much funding will they give?
I want to say it was at least 20 billion.
Holy cow.
I'm sure they'll find a way to screw it up and people will go to jail being crooked, but they haven't figured out all the rules yet. They're still working on that, but pretty interesting.
The first thing that comes to my mind is how many crooks are gonna
I know.
crawling out as soon as they hear that and start working on a plan to scam the system.
Yeah. Just like people now going to jail for those PPP loans.
Oh, yeah.
Developers will get in, and the only thing that's unclear is zero emissions. All the rules are unclear, actually. It's just a high level what they put out. Want to get your guys' opinion on something. So there's a couple big apartment software services out there. One is Yardi and the other one is something else, but they're able to track what rents are amongst all their customers. They're able to aggregate that data. They're able to track who's not paying, who's paying late. And because of that, they can have dynamic pricing, and big apartment operators can change prices day by day based on demand. And they're getting sued because they're calling it collusion. What are your thoughts? It's just sharing data, in my opinion.
What are they colluding on? Like,
Well,
they're just because they're all sharing each other's data, and
yeah, and Yardi will give you, or whatever, these pieces of software will give you what they think you can get for rent. And they're saying that that's causing rents to be inflated.
how is that any different than like an airline right? Where you can see all that what other airlines are pricing their tickets at for the same destination, or gas stations. I can go on Google and say like, what are like the 10 gas station prices in the 5 mile radius, right?
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
transparency, right? I
It
don't know how
is.
it's done.
I think the only difference is there's no service that says, "Hey, Marathon, you can charge this for gas."
But that's how they, I mean, if, like people own gas stations, that's how they charge gas, right? Like they
Yeah.
kind of look at, every morning, they like back in the day, they used to drive around and find out what everyone in the city in the morning, like at 4 a.m, is charging. And that's how they used to like determine their pricing strategy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's frivolous. It's just data, right? So what
And
if somebody uses it?
who's suing them?
It's a class action.
Okay.
So I don't remember, but
That's Yeah, that's crazy. Cause like now with like the internet and with all the data out there, price transparency and like is actually something that the government wants like to be published, is what is the prices everywhere. Like you shouldn't be holding those near and dear to your hearts, like that's to the consumer's benefit, actually.
yeah, I think it's actually a number of tenants that are suing, but
So then how is it any different that like I call one apartment complex and get their pricing, and then I call another one and go with the cheaper one, right? Like it's
yeah,
the same thing backwards, right? Just because like the owner or the landlord or the, capitalistic partners doing it, it becomes like collusion.
yeah, there's actually one renter that started an antitrust class action lawsuit claiming Yardi's rent setting software illegally drove rent prices up for millions of renters.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't see that going anywhere. I mean, if municipalities and the government were suing them, it'd be different, but this is a renter that I think is just trying to make money.
The only way I see it going somewhere is if it was truly discriminatory, saying that like rents went up depending on your credit score, depending on your job, and depending on this and this and this, and you already had some way to like put other attributes into the software. Then I think this person has a point. But if generally, if like you, me, and everyone else were charged that same price that day, it's not discriminatory at all, or
Yeah,
collusion.
I
But I
agree.
think it's really interesting.
But you
It's
know what,
great.
I also think when you just said that about credit scores and stuff, right? When you go out to get car loans, home mortgage, right? They look at your credit score and you'll get a higher interest rate if your credit score is not good. So that's looked upon for that as
Yeah.
well. I don't think that's considered discrimination either. I mean, if they've had a history of, not knowing how to manage their finances, they've been penalized before, so, it's only fair that, landlord also can do that, because if other bigger companies are doing it, what's there to say that landlord can't?
Yeah, and thinking about that in commercial, it doesn't really apply because we don't do day by day pricing, right? I mean, our prices are once every couple of years typically. And we do the same thing, right? We look at the competition.
Yeah,
But yeah, interesting. Should you get that flex building?
I did. Let me share my screen. Okay. And this was what, 1.2 million or 2.7? Damn. What did this cost to build, do you think?
Probably like 70, $60 a foot back in the day, because it was built a while ago, 1980. So probably $60 a foot. But like the cost that they're selling at is a cost to build now, right? Brand new.
Right.
But doesn't include the cost for land and all of that, right? So
Yeah, it's actually pretty reasonable.
it is reasonable depending on the quality. My biggest fear on this is it's built in 1980, so I don't know what kind of renos they've done, what the quality of the roofs are, what the quality of the insides are. It was tenant occupied, so one tenant occupied all of it, owner occupied. So I would hope that they would have taken care of the space. So that's one concern. The other concern is getting this property and it's completely vacant, right? So I think we would have to, if we went in on this, I think right now we're down to like 2.5, he wants 2.575 for this. So not much of a budge on the price. So we'll have to just kind of check out the property and see if we can pre-lease it.
So it looks like it's 3 buildings to me.
Yeah, that one in the back is my questionable one. I think that looks like one building.
I agree, yeah. But it looks like it was built at the same time, same everything, like, you know, you see the roof looks pretty much age-wise, same for all 3 buildings,
Mm-hmm.
paint colors.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there's opportunity potentially here. I just don't know, depending, it's just gonna be quality of building and if we can get this thing leased out.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up a listing that we had yesterday. 41 days on the market, $29 per square foot. And you have 11 buildings. What's the total?
Oh my God, that's actually really good.
It is. However, here's the challenge.
Is it in the middle of nowhere?
Yes,
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to lease out.
I know.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, wow, such a small
So
town.
it's actually, I mean, it's probably 10 miles from I-71, but you're in Cincinnati's down here. This is 30 minutes away. It's just weird. But then, right off the exit here, look at this. How weird is this? A giant McKesson building.
Oh.
Like, where's the workforce besides the dude in this house? Is that a helipad? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, wow. Where are the houses? Is it right to your left or?
No, they're going to be here. And these are all, tiny houses.
What's the population in that area?
It's very little. We went through this yesterday.
Mm,
But look, there's some big warehouses, right? Distribution. So Lowe's, paper company, something packing, Hills Pet Nutrition, Purina. There's a
Are
fair
all those 11 buildings vacant, Ash?
the no. We're waiting on leases, but there's a company called Bid FTA. They're one
Mhm.
of the biggest return auction houses. But I know the guy and they always look for the cheapest possible prices they can get. So they're probably right around $4 a square foot and
Mm.
a month to month lease. We don't know how much they occupy, but um, I mean, this kind of looks a little promising, right? I mean, there's some giant white roofs, and then you have Wilmington Airport here, maybe 20 minutes away, and this was a big DHL hub.
Hey, is Depot's gas station right in that area?
Yeah,
In
in Wilmington.
Wilmington.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway, we're getting numbers on this, but it's just when I see $100 a square foot, right? It's like,
Yeah, versus like 29 bucks a square foot.
yeah. But I get it. There's big difference in demand.
Or you could just give me the steel from there and I can just ship it over here
I know.
and I could build it brand new. Like the
And
cost
look,
of steel isn't even 29 bucks a square foot now. Like with
yeah,
that whole structure.
and you've got land probably to build additional.
Does it come with any sort of like is it all vacant or any sort of tenancy?
Just that one tenant that bid FTA.
Okay.
I don't know how much they occupy yet. Here it is. So they've got an address somewhere. No idea how much space they're taking up.
What's that millwork design? Are they still there probably?
I don't know. So this used to be a lumber mill.
Ah,
Interesting. Yeah. They're open.
they're lumber, then they're occupying several buildings.
Machine shop. That's pretty linear. It's not declining.
That's good at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think when going back to this property, we just got to see like the quality of this building. And then I think we put it up, if we do get our offer accepted, put it up on LoopNet and Crexy and see if anyone bites at it.
Do we know when it was last tenanted?
It was owner occupied, so the owner's moving out. So,
Oh, he's still there.
yep.
Okay.
You know where they're going, Arti?
I don't know anything. I don't know if he's shutting down or where he's going, but it's a good question.
It's like a car business. CNS Customs.
Oh, that's interesting. Ash, what you were just doing, is that different? Was it like a different color in the,
Yeah. Different
Yeah.
color siding back in the day.
yeah. So it looks like they did some renos to it.
2012, it looks like the siding went on or got painted.
Cool. Okay. So Rinku, I'll reach out to him today, see if you can take a quick tour of it at 2.
Yeah,
I'll let you know. Awesome. So that's one in the hopper. Any hits on our property that we have posted up?
not yet.
Okay.
When what live probably early to middle last week.
Yep.
So I don't know if you got any hits or not, but I messaged him yesterday about something else. He was asking for expenses. I'm assuming some people reached out to him asking what the expenses were.
Got it. Cool.
That listing's up on Crexy. Okay.
Mhm.
And does it say turnkey operating
Look it
high
up.
cash flow business?
Let's pull it up and see if what do we think of it as? Is this something appealing to us if we were looking to buy it?
Do you have the original listing?
Oh no, it was on LoopNet to be honest. That's it. And then it's not out there anymore, so they won't let you pull it up.
What's the address?
12461 Veterans Memorial Highway, Douglasville.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Was this the listing that caught your eye? Or are these
This
new?
our listing.
Oh, it's
This
ours.
is for lease listing. I have this up on LoopNet. I'm advertising.
So they took the old one down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're under for lease, right? So go to for sale. And go to Crexy. He's got it on Crexy as well, so.
I'll be honest with you. I like these are eye-catching pictures. What do you think?
Yeah. I didn't even know we had that one. Look, where your cursor is at? It
Yeah.
doesn't even look like our That's, I didn't even know that looked like that.
Yeah,
What
these
is-
are the pictures he took, so some of these.
Yeah, I mean, that looks really good.
These look badass. I would lead with these pictures.
Yeah, what is he leading us? Like, what's the Crexy one look like?
That does
Scroll
not
through
look appealing. And it certainly doesn't look like a $3 million building.
Scroll through it. On the,
Oh, that's horrible. Who cares about the roof?
Hmm.
It's actually worse because nice shiny white roof on the neighbors. And this, I like that. This looks like a generic office. This is good.
Yeah, I think we should change these pictures a little bit.
This does nothing.
Yeah. That also does nothing.
Yeah.
That looks nice.
Yes.
Um,
I'm not crazy about that one. It looks like deferred maintenance, but it's not. I mean, we know that, but
that's true. That's what we would say, right? If we're looking at it,
yeah.
this is looking at it in a reality of it.
And for anybody watching, this is a co-working business and building for sale. Roughly $3.2 million ask. Is that right?
Yep,
And bought it for 1.6, almost 1.65.
it's called 1.6225.
Okay.
So,
You know, I think less is more. I don't know that we have to do all these other pictures. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, these interior pictures came out awesome. And maybe we limit the exterior ones.
Yeah, but you know, what I see here is just single pane windows that need to be replaced.
You're not my buyer.
I mean,
But no,
that's
you're
how,
right. No, you're right. You're right.
okay, you're looking at all the CapEx, but if we were looking at that, we do look at that, but then we look at what is the value added, right? How can we add a value and what is, if we do purchase it at, let's just throw it out there, 3 million, 3.1 or whatever. By us adding whatever else we need to do, what price can we flip this at, right?
yeah. So I think we complicate things here by showing the apartment. I really think less is more. Wow them with a couple good pictures.
That looks kind of cool.
It does, but it looks unfinished, right? Looks unfinished, unusable, unrented.
Hmm. Good point. What is
Yeah,
that?
take this out, the washer dryer room.
Okay, yeah, we got it.
Why would they do that? Again, generic office. Some great pictures. Really? That looks ghetto as hell, too.
Okay, let's pick out like 4 pictures to put up there. He doesn't need it.
Like, first thing I see is how much these windows are going to cost to replace, right? So I don't think we have to have these. Here's a crazy idea. What if we make one of the pictures the NOI or revenue? No one does that.
Hmm.
What do you
It's not
think?
a bad idea.
Yeah,
we'll make a slide and we'll give it to them that has either revenue, NOI.
Why don't you just put like current cap, or like just say current, or, you know, future T12, you know, NOI.
Pro forma NOI,
Yeah,
just
but
like
like,
all those stupid
yeah,
brokers
yeah,
do.
like
And
the future one, right? Like the
yeah,
T12 one.
pro forma NOI, and let's confuse everybody like all these other brokers. No, I like that idea. Potential NOI.
Yep.
We'll call it pro forma NOI. We'll play their game.
Or call it yeah, call it perform, call it T12 NOI.
Isn't T12 trailing 12?
No, I thought it was like, isn't it like you're trailing, that would be your past 12, right?
Yep.
So how do they do it? They go what is it? What's their future? So
I thought T meant trailing.
yeah, you're right. You're right. It does.
It's trailing.
Yep. So
So pro
then,
forma, wait, look, pro forma NOI,
Mm.
right? All these other brokers do it. It'll get people's attention. How many OMs do we go through where it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's not the actual NOI, but at least we read through everything.
yeah. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's just pick out the top 3 pictures and then cut everything else out.
All right. I mean, come on, this looks like a Dukes of Hazzard garage. I'm not picking on your property. Don't take it
Oh, no,
personally.
no, I wanna see it because I see this every day, right? I go into this building on a daily basis. So it's like, once you do that, you have blinders on at that point.
Yeah. What's the
Why is
purpose
that
of putting
picture?
this old picture on there?
I don't think he put it up there. This was very old, probably from the original listing, maybe that it attaches,
I
but
don't know, man.
no.
It's Rob Thomas. That's the new
That is
guy.
so strange. That is an old.
All right, so back to the beginning.
This is a good one.
Okay. All right, trying to get a screenshot. And it won't let me.
Will it let you save it if you right click on the picture?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, right?
Yeah, because you want to show how close it is to.
Actually, no, we need to rework this. We need to rework it, see how on the thing it has this red. Instead, it needs to have the whole area that we cover, all that tree area. It should be highlighted, including the building and the whole lot. So it kind of feels like it's closer. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you make the dot like closer to the, maybe like by the trees or something, or like
Yeah, and then
make
the
it
red,
bigger.
yeah, it
Yeah.
should be bigger. It should cover our entire lot.
Sorry, I'm trying to see which one. Okay. So we're keeping that one. I'm going to rename this. So what do we need to do to make this better? Rinku.
Oh, highlight the whole plot, pretty much, not only the building. So it should come up to that corner where all the trees are, because that's part of our.
Got it.
our
So I
yeah.
renamed this picture. Need to highlight the entire plot on this picture. That's a
Yep.
good idea. Great idea. No, right?
No.
Pointless.
Yep. Nope.
So if we zoom out, is there anything notable to
Maybe we take this picture and go back. Sorry, highlight the whole area it kind of covers.
Here.
besides that little white building on the right. Right, so it covers, it goes straight back. And then covers a little garage, all the trees, comes around the trees up to the front driveway on the right.
Like box it out.
Yeah,
Kind of
box it
like
out.
perimeter box.
Mm-hmm.
So you could use this picture and then just put a little dot here in the back by the amphitheater instead of using the other one.
Mm-hmm. Because this feels like it's closer than
Yeah.
the amphitheater front.
Yep, I think it's a good idea.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Um,
Looks better.
if I see this garage, to me, it's like, okay, wait, what is this? Do I have to manage that separately?
Yeah, but that's a question you get to ask. And when I find out that, hey, that one earns $1,650 a month, my mind changes about managing that.
Yeah, it'd be funny is if we put 1650 a month right on top of this. But I really like this picture.
I see why you would like it and why I see why it's attractive to actually to a buyer.
Yeah, the brick looks nice.
Okay, I mean, either one is fine. Maybe just, if we do the thing that Rinku was saying, make the perimeter on this
Yep.
to make it look like it's closer.
Got
It's
it.
fine. Either one I think is good, but this one looks cleaner. The one you're talking about.
This one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
All right,
let's
next
keep
picture.
going. This is great. You like
Yep.
this?
Mhm. No.
Yeah. Nope.
By the way, for anybody watching, the previous owner built these these are solid pieces of concrete chairs. I mean, impossible to move now, right?
Yep, can't move them.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. Nope. I like all the natural light that's coming in. That's great.
We can have this one.
It's up to you.
Let's
right,
let
let's
it run
keep going.
down. Yeah, let's, I think we only need to add one more, honestly. So let's just add one more like awesome one.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
then
don't
let's
like.
do our NOI one or performa one then.
Yeah, how about that one that was like in the other one, in the listing that was by the coffee cart, like the first picture they had, which was really good. They don't even have it on this one.
Let's just go through these, see if there's anything we want to keep. I mean, dude, this is the most generic. Why would you put this
Yeah,
and this?
No, I'm not crazy about this. I mean, I like the light. I mean, you can put it on your.
if we're only doing 4 pictures,
Skip it.
Yeah.
skip all of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing, right?
Nope.
All right, so we got the 2 interior. We got the one with
Yeah.
the,
So how about this? I think it's this, not this one.
keep going.
Yeah, there's one that was really cool with that little, I didn't even know we had that coffee area or something in the back. Keep going.
I think that was on the Crexy listing.
No, it was here, I swear.
Okay, this is the garage, Ash, the last
Yeah.
2 pictures. Where are these pictures coming from? I never put these pictures up. These are like old.
Yeah, so probably previous listing, right?
Yeah. But I've deleted all of these pictures.
Okay, I don't know. I'll look for it.
Well, let's just see if there's any good ones here. I'll find your coffee picture. Hold on.
No, it was cool. It had like the squiggly lines.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No,
Where the hell did that go?
I know. I
Damn it.
don't know. Try that LoopNet thing again. It was like the first three pictures, like the minute you opened it, if you just reload it, maybe. Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that
right
one.
here.
Yep. I think this one looks really cool for some reason.
All right. So we got 4 pictures.
Yep. And then we'll do the NOI one. And that should cover it.
Yeah, this is cool.
I just think it looks so cool.
Let's look at the rest of the listing. Do you think everybody will understand the benefit of being approved to lease as a used car dealership?
In Georgia, they do get it.
Okay.
If you've looked at office buildings or if you own office buildings, yes.
I think we should condense this and make it more hard hitting. This thing is like a bore.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be bullet points, like 5 big bullets, be done. You want to make it attention grabbing. So we can help rework this offline.
All right. So we have a tenant who asked to vacate his lease, and they have 3 years left. Is that right? Roughly?
Yeah, about 3 years and 3 months.
Okay. And the total amount that they would have paid over the 3 years is like 300 something thousand.
Yeah, about 350
Okay.
is what's remaining left on their lease, pretty much to pay.
Okay. They have multiple locations. So bankruptcy is really not an easy option for them. They want to vacate their lease. The challenge is it's roughly 7,000 square feet,
Yep,
and we'd have to break it up.
exactly. Into 2 or 3 spaces.
And they've asked for a buyout number. Is that right?
So they've asked for a couple different scenarios, 2 scenarios actually. One, if they would be able to sublease it and market it to sublease that space. And 2, if they, they've asked for a buyout number of their lease.
Subleasing it would be our easiest option. We continue to get paid. They're below market rents, though, right?
Mhm.
It's the path of least resistance, but it's not the most profitable option for us. So ideally, you would want to take the space, get a buyout, and divide it up into 2 or 3 spaces, lease them out.
I think that would be beneficial to us, right? Is we use that buyout money to split the space. And, the tenants that we do find will be higher dollar amount per square foot because the market has really changed. And that would help benefit us. So we wouldn't be, out of our pocket, and possibly if we can negotiate a decent number, if a broker brings us a tenant, then we can pay those commissions.
Okay, so 350 is the remaining dollar amount of what that lease would bring in. What number do you think they could possibly stomach? Because look, their path of least resistance is also find someone to sublease it. We can't deny that, right? It should be in the lease that we won't unnecessarily withhold their ability to sublease lease.
As
So
long as we approve it, and then, they will still remain personally guaranteed. And they pretty much, when you sublease it, they're kind of the landlord at that point too, right? And then we're the landlord above them. So they would still have to comply through everything else.
Yeah, because they have their own lease then with the new tenant, and then they have to reference our lease with their lease. So they kind of become the landlord, and they're liable with whatever rents the current like sublease he doesn't pay. So at the end of the day, he's still on the hook, you know.
So why don't we do this? I mean, we have to be respectful in what they ask. So they let's remind them, yes, you are able to sublease it. We are not removing your personal guarantee. You're welcome to find another tenant. Uh, they will be on the hook to you. You will continue to be on the hook to us. Or we give them a palatable buyout number where they just walk away.
So I
Another,
was doing
go ahead.
some math. I was doing some math, and if we just give them like a 30% discount on what they currently owe, they would owe us 250,000 roundabout.
I would look for a tenant if I was them versus paying 250.
So you give them a 50% discount, right? They're at 175-ish.
Yeah.
That's doable because that,
Yeah, I like
for us,
that.
that's enough for us to split up the space. And also pay commission if we have to get a, you know, if a agent broker brings us a tenant.
Do we just allow them to sublease it without giving them this number? And Rinku, you said it's going to be very difficult to find somebody for 6,000 square feet, right? Or 7,000 square feet.
I think so. I
Okay.
think it'd be difficult for them because here's the thing is that if I'm a tenant, I'm not looking for a 3-year lease for that big of a space, right? And then unknown is they're gonna want a longer term lease, so they're gonna come to me, and this is a conversation I already had with them, and they understand it as a difficulty would be is nobody's really gonna do a 3-year lease, put money into it, buying equipment, whatever they're gonna put in that 7,000 square feet to run their business for just 3 years.
That's a good point. And there's no renewals currently on this lease.
Nope,
All right. Now, what if they find somebody to lease up half of their space? Is that allowed in the lease?
No,
no,
no, it has to be all or nothing.
So do we allow them to sublease without giving them a buyout number?
no, I'd rather take the buyout because.
I get it. I get it. But if there's some pain where they finally realize that they're not going to be able to find somebody to sublet it, does that give us more leverage?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think, like, frankly, if you give them both options and say, listen, your sublease offer, I mean, you can go and try to sublease it, but you can't go dark, right? As a you have to keep your store operating until you find that person,
Yep.
right? Or you can take our buyout at 175, which is 50% of what you would owe us, you know?
So they're going to want to negotiate that, right? Do we start higher than 175?
We let them know, look, we're giving you this best and final offer because we've already lost commission that we paid to an agent when we leased it out because you had an agent at that point. So we spent money on commissions, 1. 2, we spent money on TI. We gave you that TI. So we're losing money also on that, plus giving you a 30% discount. So we're pretty much in the hole more than what we're giving you, kind of, you know, obviously we'll take up to whatever percentage. But I just don't think that we need to really, you know, take nothing. We need to make sure that they operate, and they've said that they don't want to go the route of taking any legal actions because they know what it's gonna cost them. And they have other businesses that, you know, they do well and they've been established. So they don't want everything else to kind of go down the drain with it.
Yeah, I mean, let's put it out there. If they're not bleeding that much money, they may choose to just stay, right?
Yeah.
Because 175,000 over 3 years is
So here's what I threw out there to them, is I tell them they have 3 years remaining, right? And I said, you know, worst case scenario, you know, the principals of the property would, you know, accept to meet you somewhere halfway, a little bit over the halfway line. So, you know, I've kind of prepped them of what to expect, which is 18 months of rent. That's still 180K, kind of
Okay.
like, you know, what we're shooting at. And I don't think that's a starting point. They haven't said anything to that, but, you know, we can get on a second phone call and kind of, you know, let you
Yeah,
guys
yeah. So it's roughly $4,000 a month that this buyout is going to cost them.
For 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. So if they're not losing $4,000 a month, I wonder if it's just advantageous for them just to stay.
Not really, because along with the rent, they have to pay the rent. Less thereof, they're about $1,500 in utilities that they have to pay. And then every year the CAM is gonna go because our property taxes have been going up,
Okay.
right? That's another thing. Then they have payroll.
All right. Arti, you got to roll, right?
Yep, I'm gonna roll.
Okay. All right, girl.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. And then we'll give them a call. We're not gonna be speaking directly to him, right? It's gonna be speaking to a broker.
Yep.
All right, so, okay, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Okay. We'll continue. Thank you. Bye. So I think we stress all of that, right? I think the biggest thing you said was that I get where the numbers are today, but CAM is going to continue to increase. So whatever they think their lease is worth, it's actually going to be a lot more expensive.
It is, because let's say they have 2 employees all day long, right, from 10 to 6. Those are their operating hours. So 10 to 6, $15 an hour, 2 employees, that's $30 an hour for 8 hours a day times 6 days. Let me run that number really quick. 7 times 8 times 30. So per week, she's paying $1,700 in payroll alone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we just put it out there.
Yeah, she'll have to pay us something up front, because she's gonna say, well, I don't have that kind of cash.
We can draft something that,
Yeah, absolutely, but we'll need something up front, as in, at least 75% of it or 80% of it. And then the rest, we know that she's gonna skip on, probably. You know those deals, how that happened, but we know how to protect ourselves. We've done it
yeah,
before.
I think what we do is just we have a pending release that doesn't get signed until we're paid in full. I think that'll be
Yep,
fine.
yep,
Can we do our bullet points on
yes.
Station Loft Works? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Turnkey co-working business and real estate for sale.
Value add, yep.
Numerous value add options. We want to talk about
Lease out remaining vacant offices. So you could put bullet points.
what does your mail bring in?
I don't wanna put that on there because we have businesses there.
What do you mean?
I don't wanna put what those bring in, the virtual leases, kind of
Why not?
public information, right? We have tenants that are gonna read the same thing.
Why does it matter? They know what they pay. They know what you charge. How about just put virtual mailboxes?
Yep. Development of vacant land.
Or just right below market rents? Good.
Yep.
I want to add that it's low overhead. You know, in this listing, the guy's comes with, 2 full-time receptionists.
Yep.
What is the state funded loan?
Basically, so this city is, or that part of the strip, because it's a I guess, some sort of a development city or developing city, that the state does loans if you're doing any construction, new buildings at a 2% interest.
All right. Good enough, right?
Yep,
Anything else that you want to push?
no,
Okay.
I think we need to not present everything on there. and let, people come there and kind
Okay.
of really see it, because that's how we fell in love with buying the properties. We saw the potential, we saw the opportunity once we got there. The one picture scared us away.
You know, just to poke even more,
Mhm.
all the multifamily people that went into laundromats and car washes, I want to write easier to manage than a car wash or a laundromat. Do it or no?
No, don't do
What?
it.
God,
They're not looking at this. Those bars are not looking at this.
that's a problem. They should be.
Yeah. There's only so many people we touch.
Oh. We should be called Invest Beyond Multifamily, car washes, self storage, laundromats. All right.
Maybe we put this listing on our group, see if anybody else wants it. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. Um, and I think once it's up, we blast it on all of our social media as well.
Yeah.
So high level numbers. Do you know what the NOI is?
Um, two right now. As is, right?
Yes.
Okay. $192.
Okay. And then pro forma NOI.
That would be about adding additional 70K to it without developing the land.
Okay. And then on the slide, you want pro forma NOI? Or do you want current
Well,
or
let's
both?
pull up his OM on here, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Do you see it? It's here.
Yeah, it's on the left. View the flyer. Underneath the picture. Left, one more, there you go.
There's nothing about financials.
Keep going.
That's it.
Oh, you know what? We had him remove those screens because we wanted people to reach out to him and see who's interested to look at give out the financials.
Okay.
So let me get that copy from him.
Do we want then I agree with you. I don't think it's a bad idea to not list them, but
Mhm.
why not put 192,000 actual NOI, $260,000 pro forma NOI?
Yeah,
We'll make a slide that has that on there. Right?
yep.
Okay. Cool. So I will email you the 4 pictures that we put aside, the text that we just had for the bullet points,
Mhm. Put it
and
on group text. I wanna make sure Artie's okay with these.
okay, I'll put it group email and then the slide. So 3
Mhm.
things. Cool.
Yep, yep.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing, just that land, we'll put it under contract. It got approved last week. For Flex, next to the liquor store, the,
Okay. Got it.
the 4 acre lot.
Yeah. Do we know about facade on that one?
Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of, brickwork, that type of work,
Okay.
but, so I know we looked at the self-storage is renting at $18 a square foot. So,
That area will command more demand for those higher end garages, right?
Mhm.
Do you think you can build those little condos, loft
Yeah, we
condos?
can actually, inside of it,
Yeah. Well, give people the 2-story flex space. They can make it into their man cave, car storage with a lift, whatever.
yep,
You think there's a market for that?
might be. I need to kind of really go check out the couple of them that are here in Atlanta and kind of just get a grasp of how many of those type of businesses would be out this way.
Okay, we can always steal a picture and do some advertising and see if
Yeah,
there's any demand.
yeah, we could do that. I could put it on MoveNet and kind of just see what that would be like.
Cool. All right, that's good. I mean, if self storage is bringing in 18, we're at least 22, 24, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Good.
That's exactly what I would do it at, because our building, we were trying to, when we looked at a year ago, a little over a year, we were looking at leasing it at $12 a square foot, not knowing what, self-storage was charging. So self-storage 10 by 30 space, which is 300 square feet, it's $450.
Okay. But for anyone that is watching, listening, we have retail center. We have an additional retail center going up behind it. Next to us is self storage, but high end self storage. And then we have 4 acres of land that we're going to develop into something, ideally higher end flex space. And it's
Right.
all, I mean, it's all right there. Same side of the road. It's all contiguous parcels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Call me
All
if
right,
I can help you.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks.